Hey everyone, before we jump into the video, I want to take a quick moment and say thanks to the extended family here at the channel. You made the past 6 months or so an amazing journey for myself and Little Man, and we truly appreciate it. We'd like to wish you a happy holiday season from our family to yours. Thanks my friends. Now, on with the video. Welcome everyone, I'm JP and this is Good Talk HQ. Thanks for stopping by the video today. In the episode, we have some amazing deals to cover, all under $20, and what we'll do this time is we'll start at the lower prices and work our way up, so the more expensive games will be towards the end of the video. If this happens to be your first time here, welcome to the channel. We cover Nintendo related games and deals every week, mostly indies though, and we love welcoming new members into the family. If you have a good time or you're looking for an amazing community to hang out with, please consider hitting that red button down below to subscribe. On top of that, it'll also qualify you for the Eshop gift card giveaway that we do at the end of each month. Just make sure to be subbed to the channel and leave us a comment throughout the week. That way we can find your name and add it to the current list. Alright folks, and with all of that out of the way, let's dive in and try to save some money together. As always, stay safe out there my friends, and please enjoy the video. A Robot Named Fight is an action platformer for 1 or 2 players offline from Morningstar Game Studios with a download size of around 1.5 GB and offers roughly 9 to 10 hours of main story gameplay. Now the story follows a lone robot tasked with stopping an evil mega beast from invading and features a procedurally generated world that is ever changing, and there are millions of map layouts. It also features some amazing retro graphics and sound as well, plus there's loads of secrets and unlockables to find, and the controls felt great. Make sure to check this one out before the sale ends on December 30th. It's marked down 85%, matching a previous low of just $199. Mana Spark: The Complete Edition is a retro-style RPG with a top-down view, published by Cubic Games, and offers a main story that will last roughly 10 to 15 hours to wrap up. Now the DLC does add a new dungeon and some bosses, so the playtime will be improved by a significant amount if you decide to go with the Complete Edition. I've had a blast with this game, and the challenge is what keeps you wanting to go for just one more round. I found the original game to have plenty of variety and content on offer, but the DLC gives you even more, making it a better value. But perhaps the best part is that they added local co-op, which you know we love here at the channel. This is a great value when it's bundled together like this on sale, so make sure to check it out before December 31st while it's marked down 83% to an all-time low of just $199. Blazing Beaks is a twin-stick shooter again from Cubic Games, designed for 1 to 4 players in local co-op with a main campaign that will last more than 10 hours to wrap up. The game is a comedic spin on the genre and doesn't take itself too seriously, and while the name is unassuming, it's actually a really great game. You have 10 different playable characters, a few different game modes, all of which can be played solo or with a group of friends local. The dungeons are randomly generated to keep things fresh, and there's loads of upgrades to find, but you have to be careful as greed is a dangerous thing in this game. If you love a solid twin-stick shooter, make sure to check this one out before the sale ends on December 27th. It's marked down 87% to just $199, matching a previous low. Freaky Awesome is an arcade-style action game from BLG Publishing with a download size around 330 megabytes and is available for 4 players and local multiplayer, making it a great option for groups of gamers. Now this is a roguelite with randomly generated dungeons, the dreaded permadeath, and tons of unlockables that open slowly as you get a bit further and further each run. The game is very similar to something like Binding of Isaac, but with one major twist. You have this mutation feature where you can transform into one of 2 different monster forms during the battles. This will drastically change the way that you play for the rest of the round until you transform into something else. Of course you can play the game solo, but it's even more fun with a friend or two, and this is one of my favorite new finds on the eShop. If you're interested in Freaky Awesome, it's on sale until December 17th, marked down 75% to a new all-time low of just $324. Sundered: The Eldritch Edition is a 2D Metroidvania from publisher Thunder Lotus Games, offering more than 15 hours of main story content and local co-op as well. Now this is a game where you'll confront hordes of enemies in an ever-changing world inspired by Lovecraftian lore, featuring a beautifully hand-drawn art style of animation and graphics, epic boss battles, and up to 4-player local co-op. There are hundreds of upgrades and even multiple endings based on how you play, and honestly the art style here is what first drew me to the game. If you're like us here at the channel and you love a good Metroidvania, make sure to check this one out before the sale ends on December 16th. It's marked down 75%, matching an all-time low of just $499. SteamWorld Dig 2 is a single-player 2D adventure platformer from Image Inform International with a download size of 300 megabytes and a main story that will last roughly 10 to 15 hours to wrap up. The story follows a lone Steambot with her companion as they investigate a series of earthquakes under her hometown. Players will have to dig their way underground to explore vivid worlds riddled with treasures, secrets, and traps. You also have to battle dangerous enemies including shadowy creatures and navigate the twisted paths. There are weapon and gear upgrades that you'll need as you progress further and face even bigger challenge, plus there's even some cool gadgets that you can use such as a hookshot or a jet engine. If you're interested in this one, you can grab it up on sale along with the rest of the series until January 1st. SteamWorld Dig 2 in particular is marked down 70% to just $5.99, which is an all-time low. The Survivalists Deluxe Edition is a party-style strategy game from publisher Team 17 and offers hours of fun for up to 4 players both online and in local co-op modes. This game sees players taking over an island that is ever-changing and full of wildlife. There's a day and night cycle which will alter how things play out in the game, and there is a wide variety of different biomes that you get to explore. One really cool feature is you have the ability to train these different monkeys that live on the island to complete different tasks or quests for you. I also really enjoyed the crafting system, as I'm somewhat of a sucker when it comes to a good crafting system in a game. If you're looking for a fun online game with friends, with charm, and solid gameplay, make sure to check this one out before the sale ends on December 17th. It's marked down 75% to just $6.74, a new all-time low. Wallachia Reign of Dracula is a single-player adventure platform game from No Gravity Games with a download size around 180 megabytes and a main story that will take roughly 5 or 6 hours to wrap up. The game is basically a mix of action platformer and shooter, giving players waves of enemies to blast through and some unforgiving boss battles that were a lot of fun. There are a total of 7 amazing levels, all with a beautiful retro aesthetic, sound, and feel. In true old school fashion though, the game is brutally hard, so be prepared for some rage. Plus, the voice acting is top notch. If you're interested in Wallachia Reign of Dracula, make sure to pick it up before the sale ends on December 23rd. It's marked down 53% to an all-time low of just $6.99. Call of Juarez, the Gunslinger Edition, is a single-player arcade-style FPS from publisher Techland and offers roughly 5 to 7 hours of main story gameplay. In this game, players assume the role of a ruthless bounty hunter on the trail of the West's most notorious outlaws. The main story is full of memorable moments and tells the untold truth of some of the greatest legends from the Old West. It features some gorgeous environments with beautiful sights and wildlife to really make the world feel alive. The Switch version even has amazing gyro controls and HD rumble, which is always a nice touch. We recently featured a gameplay of this on the channel, and if you're interested, make sure to grab it up before December 30th. It's marked down 60% to just $7.99, which is a new all-time low. It is also free on Steam for PC gamers out there, so keep that in mind as well. Rayman Legends, the Definitive Edition, is one of the best 2D platformers available on the Switch, and this one comes to us from Ubisoft and offers local co-op for up to 4 players. Now, like I said, this is a great platformer featuring great controls, great music, amazing visuals, and awesome gameplay. I love games like this where you have essentially 2 different planes that you can move along, one in the foreground and then one in the background that you can kind of bounce between. Each of the levels is accessed by jumping into a picture, and some of them are just your standard platformers, while other will have specific missions like rescuing a character. Again, this is one of the most premium platformers available, and if you haven't played it, make sure to check it out as it's back on sale until December 17th, marked down 75%, matching a previous low of just $9.99. Ori and the Will of the Wisp is a single-player action platformer from Moon Studios with a main campaign that will last more than 15 hours to wrap up and a download size of around 4.3 gigabytes. Now, this is a fan favorite and the sequel to one of the most beloved games of our generation. Perhaps one of the most rage-inducing games as well, though. This is a handcrafted narrative experience with a deeply emotional story and gorgeous environments. The controls are amazing and the design of the enemies and bosses are fantastic. The entire game just runs perfect on the Switch as well. This is a bigger story with newer abilities and mechanics, and it's highly recommended while on sale. If you're interested in Ori and the Will of the Wisp, be sure to grab it up before December 16th. It's marked down 60% to just $11.99, which is a new all-time low. Spiritfarer is a simulation-style adventure game from Thunder Lotus Games and offers players more than 30 hours of main story gameplay. Now, this is a management game about dying where we play as Stella, a ferry master to the deceased. Players will have to build and upgrade their boat as they explore the world. Now, the characters you meet along the way, each of them have interesting stories to tell, and you really do start to get close to them before you send them to the afterlife. Players will also, though, have to farm materials and supplies, learn how to craft and cook items that you'll need to stay alive, and much more. There's even a co-op mode where player 2 gets to control the little cat Daffodil. If you're interested in Spiritfarer, make sure to check it out before the sale ends on December 16th. It's marked down 50%, matching a previous low of just $14.99. Spelunky 2 is a multiplayer action platform game from Mossmouth with a download size around 700 megabytes and a main story that will last tens of hours before you finish up. Plus, with the fact that it's multiplayer focused and online as well, there's plenty of replayability here with this one. The levels are randomly generated, and the sequel basically picks up and builds on the best parts of the original, plus as I mentioned, for the first time they added the ability to play online with friends as well. There are more characters, maps, traps, items, and everything else, plus there's even branching paths as well in this one, so have fun and explore. If you're interested in Spelunky 2, make sure to grab it up before the sale ends on December 16th. It's marked down 20% to just $15.99, matching a previous low. Cadence of Hyrule, featuring The Legend of Zelda, is an amazing matchup of one of the most beloved Nintendo franchises combined with an indie gem that came out of nowhere. Crypt of the NecroDancer is a fantastic game, and in fact the developer Brace Yourself Games must have left quite an impression on Nintendo as they lent them the rights to use Zelda. In this one you're basically on a full-blown Zelda adventure, but with the mechanics found in NecroDancer. Now the game will last roughly 9 to 10 hours to finish up, but if you really don't like the rhythm aspect of the game, you can actually turn that off and play through in a more traditional fashion. This is an amazing game, and at an all-time low right now until December 16th, make sure to grab it up as it's 30% off, marked down to just $17.49. You can also grab it with the season pass for just another $10. Ender Lilies Quietus of the Nights is a single-player action RPG from Binary Haze Interactive with a download size just under 2 gigabytes and a main story that will last more than 20 hours to wrap up. The game has an amazing art style and smooth gameplay here on the Switch. The dark atmosphere and soundtrack are incredibly immersive and the story is really engaging. The combat system is one of my favorites, plus there's so many new skills and abilities that you can unlock and a wide variety of cool weapons that you get to use along the way. Now the game is definitely difficult, but well worth it and satisfying in the end. If you're interested in Ender Lilies Quietus of the Nights, be sure to grab it up as it doesn't go on sale too often, but right now it's marked down 25% to an all-time low of just $18.74. Now this one lasts through the holidays, but it does end on January 1st. Alright folks, that's going to end today's episode. Thanks as always for hanging out with us again today. We truly do appreciate it. I hope you had a good time, maybe found a deal or two that you were interested in. Happy holidays to everyone out there, and if you missed last episode, I'll link it down below, along with this week's daily deal gameplays as well. Also, if you get a chance, consider stopping by Little Man's channel. We have even more gameplays and daily deal videos over there. Thanks again, you all are legendary. Have a wonderful week everyone, much love, and we'll let Little Man take us home as always. Bye everyone.
That's all for today's list. We hope you liked the video. If you did, consider subscribing and liking down below. Okay, bye!